ENMU Health and Wellness's Greyhound Grit, the wellness podcast.
Good morning, everyone. This is Angie Villarreal, and today we are hosting our first Greyhound Grit podcast episode in our new designated Greyhound Grit room. Today, we are going to have our first episode of the semester, and we are here with SirJustin and
Jaden Phillips.
Today, our episode is going to be about roommates and how sometimes when we are making our transition to college, we are typically going to be in dorms and we will be with a new roommate. Sometimes it's people we know, sometimes it is a complete stranger. And today we're going to go over all the different questions and concerns that we might have about sharing a space with someone from our RAs. Now we're going to transition into our questions for today's episode. Our first question being, what qualities do you think make a good roommate?
Being respectful to each other and just, being communicative with each other and just really being open-minded, have an open book, and just really, being there and having a good time and just making a friend, have someone there for you.
That's perfect.
Absolutely. I would say communication is one of the main things. Being able to set that ground rules, being able to understand like, hey, what are your expectations? Do you go to sleep early or something like that? Or, just being able to understand like the balance of like, hey, maybe I need to adjust the way I do this or something like that, just to be able to accommodate and so we can like coexist with each other.
That's great. Well, this is going to be a little slide-in thing for our teaser, but we're here to spill the tea. How was it before you became RAs and hall directors when you had your first roommate? Was it a good experience or was it a bad experience? Or was it like I got through the year?
That's $1 million question right there. Yeah.
Okay, so
for me, I was like, it was fine. I had a roommate for like a couple of months. He ended up like connecting with some other residents in our dorm, and he wanted to transition into like their room. And so I was like, what do you call it? Empty nest? No, that's not the right word.
Like alone. You're just alone. I was
right.
too. So
I had like basically a private room for like the rest of my freshman year. And then after freshman year, I ended up applying to be an RA.
So kind of similar to Sir Jay, my freshman year, I had a roommate to start. I went through 3 roommates my freshman year. So it was kind of that empty space where you're by yourself and then, here comes someone else.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I mean, I had one that was a football player. That was really cool. I mean, we hanged out. We watched film. I loved football. So we kind of studied film. And then I got to move in with my best friend spring semester my freshman year. And that was really nice. So, yeah.
That's great. So overall, good experience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Even if we're alone.
Great experience.
Yeah. And not only like we didn't just like connect with, our roommates, but being able to connect with the other residents in the hall and stuff like that. And so that was a great time.
Hey, RA, do you have any memorable roommate stories?
I think my most memorable roommate experience was actually my first day of dog days. Came in Saturday for orientation and got to meet her and her entire family. And literally within the week of whenever we have family day, her family brought and had made me a quilt because I was a roommate that was able to kind of travel with her back and forth to Albuquerque. So I was like, that was my most memorable roommate experience.
Me and my roommate would come to campus and leaving our dorms together and going to the events that ASAP had or anyone had actually, and we'll try to make the best out of it.
I was in Eddie one time, the fire alarm went off, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and we had both just gotten to bed. And when the alarm went off, we just looked at each other and just silently left the dorm. And the next day we were laughing about it, but in the moment we were so mad.
When me and my roommate, we had to move out of our first semester room because it was flooded when we came back. So we had to move out. And that one, and I have another one, we would share clothes. I will be wearing her outfit the next day. She wore it. It was amazing.
The most meaningful roommate that I had was in my freshman year, my second semester. I had a friend who just came in the middle of nowhere. She joined me like middle of February, but she was like a really good friend. We would hang out a lot in our room. We would talk together. We would do activities together. Like we would watch a movie. We would celebrate the holidays, and point, and she had offered to drive me, and that was a lot of fun because we took a trip to Albuquerque together, pretty much. And she was just a really meaningful friend, and we've stayed in contact since all the years, even though she moved back home. And we're still in touch. It's been about 2.5 years now. So.
Thanks, RAs, for your riveting roommate stories.
What dorm were you in?
Oh, I was in Guad.
You were in Guad. Was there something that you felt would have, like, you wish something could have been different, or what is something different that you may have wished maybe your RA or something like that did to kind of help foster a community? Did you go to events?
If I'm gonna be
let's spill the tea. Let's spill the tea. Did you go to events?
If I'm gonna be real honest, I don't think I really went to any events.
Shame.
Sorry. That's also
I've
another
never
thing.
seen her at any
Good
events.
God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that is true. Well, I was a freshman.
What was the reason why you didn't want to go to? I know this is. I'm turning this interview to you.
Oh, good God. Okay. Well, okay. So backstory. This is some lore. I came in to Eastern because I was cheering, right? So if I'm gonna be real, a lot of us athletes are like, we're too cool for this. And that was a very terrible mindset. And that's why now I push it like, okay, events are fun. Events are cool. Who cares if people think you're lame? You're not lame. You're showing up and you're doing what you want to do. You're having fun. Sometimes you're getting, again, like free snacks.
I'm going to get my free snacks.
My free prizes, just free opportunities that it's like, you literally just have to show up. Yeah. And that's something that I really wish I would have taken more advantage of, like my freshman year, because it's like, oh, like we could have had so much fun on top of the fun we were already having. Like how I said, we had our friends down the hall. We'd be there every day switching back and forth. Like, hey, let's play card games tonight. Or like, hey, let's watch a movie on this person's TV. Because me and my roommate, we didn't have a TV for the longest time. So we'd be like,
let's go to this
watch Netflix. Yeah, no, definitely. And that's just like stuff that, like how I said now, I think I push a lot more with people that are coming in. Like, hey, go do this. Go do that. What else?
What was your best memory from the dorms?
Yeah.
The best memory from the dorms, me and my friend group on my birthday. So I had a family friend who came into town, and she's super sweet, super nice. Shout out to Laura. She bought me a cake, or she made me a cake. And she brought it to the dorms, and she was like, happy birthday. Like, I'm on my way to Amarillo because that's where her daughter was going to college. She was at WT, Buffs Down. But she was going through, right? Buffs Down. She was coming through, and she gave me this cake, right? And we had so much cake left over. So much cake between me and my friend groups. And we were like, what do we want to do with the rest of this cake? Because it's just going to go bad. Like, realistically, we're not going to eat it in the fridge, right? So we went and knocked on every single person's store in
I remember this.
And
I do
really?
remember. Yes,
actually?
I do, yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. We gave everyone cake.
Yes.
That is true.
It's my birthday.
You know, like, hey, we don't know what to do with
It's
the rest
like
of this
elementary
cake.
school.
It was, like your mom brings, the decorated cake. And,
yes.
Sometimes you got to go back to when you were a child.
No, definitely. That was so good because it's just like, you don't get, like how I said, like, you want to cherish these memories and you don't get that experience every year. Like, yeah, you might have a little birthday party, but like sharing cake with everyone in your freaking dorm, like that's just like great. That's such a good experience.
Invite everyone down to the lobby, let's go.
Party down, after party down in the lobby.
Yeah, my own little unsanctioned event.
Right.
But
they're like, who are we here for? Oh,
exactly.
There's like a balloon. There's like decorations going. But what are the most common conflicts between roommates and how can they be resolved?
I think just like disrespecting each other with those boundaries and just like doing something that, hey, we set this boundary. Why did you like just totally ignore it and just do something totally opposite? Because that's like breaking the trust and everything. So just, when that happens, just get your RAs and people to like have a mediation and figure out the problem. Because it's always like with problems, especially with roommates, it's not you and the roommate versus the problem. It's both y'all versus the problem to figure it out and get it resolved.
That's very well said.
And I would also say it was like, sometimes it's like, we didn't even set that boundary at all. Because there's a lot of situations where residents will come to us and they'll say something like, this is what my residents do. It's like, have you talked to them? Like, have you had that conversation?
Wait, huh?
Like, did you say that you didn't appreciate that? Or did you didn't like that? He's like, no, I didn't. No, you need to set that boundary so that when we come in, we come in and we help to mediate that situation, that the boundary that you've already set. And so it's important that you set that boundary and communicate your issues and stuff like that. I mean, you don't have to do it in a berating way or something like that, but just being like, hey, I don't really appreciate you coming in, loud when I'm like sleeping, because I do have a 8 a.m. class. And so just kind of being able to be like, oh, I know on Mondays I'm not going to come in loud because I know that you're sleeping and stuff like that. So I'm going to make sure that, because we've set that boundary. But, if that's a situation where I've set that boundary, then you can come to us and be like, hey, this is some situation that is going on. Can you help me? So that we can kind of find a common ground.
It's being adaptable with each other and for each other is really the effective way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that also can like translate into so many other areas of our life. Like that's kind of where it starts. And you're setting like the ground rule of interacting with people and just being respectful, how y'all had mentioned before. And just like two like trickle down questions, for example, the first one being, what is something that people have come to you with, like a problem or like a challenge between roommates that's like so common but can just be resolved like super quickly?
I would like, the main thing is like sometimes those like where they just don't like live in the same manner, like they don't have the same lifestyles or something like that. Like maybe they come in late or something like that. They're just not what do you call it? Not accommodating, or they're not respectful, to their roommate and stuff like that. So if there's like a messy room and one is a tidy person, it's just some of those differences. And so we just kind of find like a common ground where it's like, hey, at least throw out the trash. Like that's the least you could do, And so just kind of having like an agreement on that.
SirJustin said it best. I mean, just building like a little schedule maybe for who cleans what, who cleans for this day, this, like let's say the bathroom, you clean this day. And just, making a effective schedule for that.
Right.
That's perfect. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that is something you could definitely like implement schedules, like having it written out in front of you, or like verbalizing it, maybe like, hey, this week I cleaned the bathroom, or I cleaned this side of the room. Yeah. Can you go ahead and also do this? Like when you have, the time, because everyone is living super busy lives. So I completely get it. Yeah. But next question that I was going to ask for that follow-up is, what is something that people think they can't go to you for as an RA or as a hall director that they should be coming to you for? Or be more comfortable coming to you?
Restate that question one more time. Sorry.
Yes. So like, what is an issue or a problem that people don't typically go to you for that they could go to you for if they needed help from an RA?
I think sometimes if it's like, let me see, there's like some situations where like a roommate might be doing something that is not aligned with the school's guidelines, our student code of conduct, maybe if it's like alcohol or drugs or something like that. Sometimes, students can have like a little bit of reluctant where it's like, I don't want to tell on them because, they might get on me. But, we're able to kind of like communicate to residents and be like, hey, you need to let us know that because it's, we don't want you to get in trouble for something that you had no business being involved with, or you weren't even involved with it. And so I think those are one of the main things. It's like where there's a roommate that is bringing in some things that shouldn't be brought in. And so it's important that residents be able to communicate that so that they cover their side, so that they're not involved with it.
Yeah. So they mentioned the alcohol and stuff like that. I think relationships with significant others too is a big deal we deal with, especially like, let's say you're best friends with your roommate and then like your boyfriend's there, or girlfriend is like, they're basically living there and the roommate's just sick and tired of it. That's where you got to set that ground.
So they just deal with it. And so it's like, you don't have to deal with it. Just let us
and
know.
And anger builds and builds. And then and then when they blow up, it's like, oh gosh.
It's bad.
It's like a big old bomb.
Real bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Living in that twin XL.
Yeah, a volcano.
Right. Like, why would you even want to be sleeping in the twin XL with somebody? Like, go home.
Go home. You have
got
a
your
room.
own house.
Go home.
You have your own house.
Oh, it's worse when they're like in the same same building too, and just a couple doors down. You know, it's like, oh, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You just cramped.
I think that's
no. Go home.
go home. You have a bed. Go. But yeah, no, I think that's a very real thing, and I feel like that's something that's not very talked about. Both, whether it be the drugs or the alcohol or the playing house for a full semester,
Right.
you know, stuff like that. We get it. We see people who do that and stuff. And I think that should be brought up more. And it's honestly just for the safety of other people as well.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I know there's some schools that do a little bit differently, but I think it's just like, why would you want to have more people in that room at the same time?
Yeah.
It's just like, it just makes it cramped and uncomfortable. And so, and then that's another thing. That's another person that you have to set a boundary with and a common ground. It's like, I already set this boundary
You're
with
like,
this
you don't
person. I don't want to
even
have
live
to,
here.
right. You don't even live here. I don't want to have to set
You
another
don't
boundary
pay
with
for
you.
this room.
Exactly.
Getting too
I'm like,
much.
I'm paying money for this room, not for you to be in this room with me. So yeah.
Sweet.
That's so
Go
funny.
home.
Go home. Go
There's
home.
only room for two of us in this room. Like, go.
Right.
Yeah, like you're paying for your own room.
Yes.
Go to your room.
Exactly.
Start charging rent at that point. You know?
Oh,
Like,
literally.
brother.
All right. I paid my
20
rent.
a night. 20 a night.
Right,
Come on. Come
exactly.
on. What advice would you give to incoming students who are nervous about living with a roommate?
If you respect each other, the respect will be given back. And yeah, just have an open mind, open book, and be outgoing and don't be afraid to meet someone new, because that could be your best friend for life. And yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Respect is very important. And even taking care of yourself is important. Being able to cleaning yourself, doing laundry and stuff like that. I feel like that's important to be able to have that community and connect with your with your roommate is very important.
That's great. That's very well said. How can students balance friendship and respectful boundaries with roommates?
I think the main thing is just being able to connect not only with your roommate, but connecting with other groups and stuff like that, other friends, and going to those events and stuff like that is really, really good to keep in mind, when creating that community.
That's great.
Connecting and building that community and that trust and that respect is what I'd add on to SirJustin there.
That's great. Well, these are all our questions for today's episode. Would y'all like to add anything else? Maybe some other words y'all would like to give to incoming freshmen, or even people who still aren't incoming freshmen and are still living in the dorms, or anything? This is y'all's free for all.
Don't be afraid, and just, live the best you can, and just try your best and do what you feel is right. And just, come to our events, like they say, RA events, and, have that community and just make new friends.
Yeah. And then setting those boundaries, communicating, those issues that you're having with each other, make sure you communicate those issues with each other first, rather than dealing with it and it boiling in your spirit. And you're just like at a breaking point, maybe when it's causing, because there's some situations where they keep it in and they don't communicate that, and it causes them to leave the school or something like that, because it was just something that frustrated them the entire time. And so just being able to communicate that, set that boundary, so that you can coexist with each other. You may not agree with each other's backgrounds or each other's normal day-to-day things, but being able to coexist and set those boundaries is really important.
That's perfect. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to our Greyhound Grit roommate episode here with SirJustin and Jaden. We're so happy to again be in our new space, and we're so honored to have two very distinguished hall directors here with us today. And that is it. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Greyhound Grit, the wellness podcast. Tune in each month for a new episode.